everybody, welcome back to Flyout. Today we're doing another episode of Community Creations, and there's been a hell of a lot since the last video that we definitely couldn't cover in a single video, so this is just 5 picked from things that I think you guys will find interesting. So without any further ado, we're going to start off with a design by Breda from my Discord, which is the F-22C Raptor 2. Whew, that's a mouthful. And that's from Ace Combat 3. It's focused mostly on looks, apparently, so we shouldn't get our hopes up too much about the performance. But with that all said and done, we're still going to give it a good old go, try and shoot some things down, because why not? Alright, here we are at the runway, so we've got quite a number of controls in this thing. Let me just get them up. We have the main bay, I believe this is okay. On the underside, we have 6 sidewinders in there, which is pretty damn good, and I think I've broken it. Don't open that on the ground, guys. But we also have side bays here, which... Yep, I've opened those without breaking them. They would have missiles on, but I believe it was modded, so it's been removed. We can open the canopy with a numpad star. Ooh, look at that. That's quite nice. It's like a 2-part animation. Ooh, very nice. Okie dokie. Let's see how we do. I'm imagining this is still, even though they said it's not focused on performance, going to perform fairly well. It's quite the hefty-looking jet, so... I wouldn't be surprised if we can break the sound barrier at sea level and pull up fairly soon. There we go. We didn't smash the gear into the ground. That's all good. And put in the flaps. Fair enough. Let's see what we can do in terms of... Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Okay, yeah. Don't try and pull as many Gs as physically possible at ground level in a high-performance jet. I think that's a fair rule in general, not just for this plane. Let's see if we can maybe fly it for more than 2 minutes without crashing it. That nearly ended as soon as I said it, but we're still alive, so that's probably fine. But yeah, that was a lot of Gs we were pulling. Wow. That is some serious angle of attack you can pull in this thing. However, it does like to stall and doesn't hugely like to recover from them, so we'll be a little bit more gentle with it, I reckon. Right, let's open up this main bay here and let's spawn in. No, not that. Let's spawn in a couple of target drones. See if we can get ourselves some kills here. So we've got 2 heading away from us that way, 1 on our left, and 1 right above us. Okay, this is probably the first one we can go for. I said I'd take it gentle, and then I immediately didn't. Can I zoom out any? No? Okay, this plane's just big. You're just going to have to deal with it. Got some distance to close up here, though. These target drones always surprise me with how quick they go, but we're closing in to about where we can start firing. I think at about 2, I'll probably launch this one off. It looks like a clean shot, so we should be okay. There's nothing in the way. There's no sunlight. Easy. Can we get 4 for 4 is the question. Come back here, buddy. This one's going to be at a bit of a deflection, so we might not be quite as lucky with this. We'll go for a shot now. I think that's probably not too bad. It might miss. Nope. Okay. Not bad, not bad. 2 more. This gives us an opportunity to really see how fast it can go as well. As you can see, even with the bomb bay open, we are currently at Mach 1.3-ish, which is pretty good. As they say, not focused on performance, but we got to do something with them, right? That's a kill. There we go. 1 more target drone to go. And he's miles away. Right, here we go. Last target drone. You're not getting away, buddy. This thing is looking really good in this lighting. I've got to say, right, all of the designs today are absolutely stunning looking, and this is no exception. That was a kill. I could tell from the slight lag I got, but the weathering on this is really, really, really cool. And yeah, I mean, we got nothing else to do now than bring it home, I suppose, see if we can land it. Ooh, or perhaps see if we can stall it, which we definitely can. This is quite the aggressive stall, in fact. We want to kind of probably... Let's cut the throttle and roll with it. There we go. We're all good. We'll get her home a little bit gentler than that, maybe. Right, we're very, very quick. Gives us an opportunity to try out this air brake, and it's... I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem to do a lot, to be entirely honest. We will just go this way a little bit before we go for our landing. And bring her around. Oh, my... Oh, I'm going to stall it. I'm going to stall it. We might be dead here. This is very, very low altitude for a stall. Put the gear out, maybe? Yeah, okay, that's happened again. Thank you very much for your submission, Breda. We're going to move on to the second design today. Next up, we have a fictional 60s interceptor called the Mi-7A, designed by Jack in my Discord, and it is really quite the attractive aircraft, in my opinion. This is a very, very slender-looking frame, and we'll see how it performs, shall we? I just realised I forgot to go in first person for the F-22C, but oh well, we're moving on now. We have the cockpit of this thing, and as well as that, we can open up the canopy with that key, which is... Is that the wrong key? That's the key. There we go. That opens up like that. Fair enough. And the last thing that we can see on the ground, sorry, I'm pressing all the wrong keys, is we have got an air brake, which is, yep, more traditional than the last one. Let's give her a little bit of throttle, shall we? And see what this 60s Interceptor can do. We've got quite a lot of sliding on the runway going on here, but that should be okay. We have, as well as all of that... Ooh, did I damage it? I don't think I did. I think we're all good. This is really making my game struggle a little bit here. We're having some performance issues. If we pop in the flaps, there we go. Now we are getting going. We have 2 AGMs. I believe these are beyond visual range missiles on the wings, and then 4 close-up missiles. We'll save on the IR missiles because we know what they're like, but what we'll try and do is we'll get a beyond visual range kill on something, and this is seriously storming up to altitude. Sorry about the controls. It is really, really making my computer weep. As you can see, this thing is absolutely chugging through fuel, even with these massive fuel tanks on the bottom. Very, very interceptor of it. Let's spawn in a target drone, and we'll purposefully build a little bit of distance here so we can use the AGMs. Right, so the target's headed away. I don't really want to go much further than this in that case, so we're probably going to try and get this to work. We're going to get our lock in, stabilize, and hit 3? Or is that numpad 3, which should... fire. Oh dear. Okay, I've made a proper meal of that, but they are launched and they are going. Can we get the... Oh, we've just missed. We have just missed and they've exploded. That's very unfortunate. However, that doesn't mean we're out. We do have our IR missiles still, so this target drone shouldn't be getting away today. Let's cut the throttle a little bit. Launch one of those, and fingers crossed we can at least succeed, even if it cost us millions in taxpayer dollars. Awesome. Right, we're gonna jettison the fuel tanks here. There we go. Ooh, that's a very nice little separation, and I'll just launch off these missiles as well. And oh, we got an integrated gun there. That looks probably to be a 20 mil. Could be a little bit higher, but I haven't checked, to be entirely honest, and I don't believe they say, so we're just going to go with 20 mil. I really, really like the refueling probe on this. This is really neat. There's also these little tiny, I don't know what to call them, like veins, I guess. Very, very nice. I'm a huge fan. We're going to bring her in, though, and see if we can land it. Last landing didn't go too well, so maybe this one will go a little bit better. Tell you what, once I upgrade my computer and I can fly these things with a little bit less of a performance hit, this is such a beautiful game sometimes. I mean, this thing, I don't know why, this kind of really, really narrow airframe just clicks for me. I like aircraft that are built like this, and yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. Feeling good just flying this around, you know? What if we open the canopy mid-flight? Why not? Go crazy. Feel the wind on your hair. Right, we're deploying the air brake, and that is looking insane. It's doing quite a lot, actually, despite the fact that it's fairly small, probably because we have opened it at, like, almost max speeds, which is almost definitely not how you're meant to use it, but that's okay. When have I ever paid attention to instructions before? We have lost more than enough speed for us to bring it in for a landing here. It is jiggling something crazy when we use mouse flight, so let's not bother with that. Okay, right, close in that air brake. The flaps are almost too powerful. We're going to try maybe a little bit lower of a setting there. And come on, landing gear, we need you now. There they are. Oh god, it's quite twitchy at low speeds, so we're going to try just touch down here at about 500 kilometers per. And in theory, okay, that wasn't too bad. That could have been a lot worse. We're just veering off the runway, something quite horrible, but that's, you know, that's okay. And the brakes are going to be enough. If we just get back to the runway, no one will ever know that it happened. I'm sure the engineers won't be able to tell all of the dirt that's been sprayed up on this thing. Awesome. Thank you so much for your submission, Jack. Moving on. Up next, we have the first helicopter proper I believe I've ever featured on this show. Designed by Swift Hawk in the Discord, this is the Norcan Aviation N720 HCT. I have never flown a helicopter in flyout before. This looks really good. Really, 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 really good. I'm excited for this. Okay, so there's a lot of instructions here. We're going to start. There's the side doors that you can open and close. That's nice and simple. We have nothing to do, I don't believe, here. If we just throttle up and increase our collective, we should start flying. There we go. And in theory, all we need to do is adjust our yaw trim to stop us from moving sideways. Okay, I'm flying a helicopter. This is quite comfortable, actually. So there's quite a lot of things that are suggested not to exceed. There's some speeds that I'm not meant to exceed. Stuff like that. I'm terrible at flying things. So we're going to see... we're going to see what we can do. If we give it a little bit more throttle, we should go a little bit quicker, but that's not really a huge part about it. Throttle is not really the speed decider in helicopters. It's kind of how much you pitch. I don't really know. How do you fly a helicopter? Let's go up. Let's go up a little bit more and gain a little bit of altitude. We were a little concerningly close to the ground. Okay, right. We're flying a helicopter, and it, you know what? It feels pretty good, and it's quite intuitive. It shouldn't exceed 314 kilometers an hour. Aim for about a cruise speed of 277. We're not even up to that yet, so we can definitely give us some more beans. Let's go for that much throttle, I guess, or do we just beans it? I don't know. How does one helicopter? Okay, I mean, I believe I'm getting it. I believe we're kind of cooking here. We are flying a helicopter. Apparently the blades will fall off as well if you turn too hard, so let's not try and do that. I don't know what too hard is in the nature of helicopters, but this feels okay. This is quite a lot, but, you know, we're managing. Oh, we're definitely exceeding our speed here. Definitely exceeding our speed. Let's drop the collective. Tilt up a little bit. Hopefully we don't rip anything apart here. There we go. I think we're good. We're back under our overspeed limit. Just... oh, goodness me. I'm terrible at this. I am not a good helicopter pilot is what I'm learning. I have never done this before in my credit. So, you know, go easy. Let's try and just bring her in for a landing here. We're going to drop the collective down, start losing some altitude, and fingers crossed, this should be okay. Let's set. Can we try and get on this taxi strip here? That's probably a decent thing to aim for. Let's put the collective back up. Overshot it a little bit. Put the gear out. Okay. Give it a little bit of sideways. A little bit of. We are going down quite quickly here. And just a little bit of collective to slow us down. Ooh, that's too much collective. Come on. Please. Right. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Is this how you do it? You meant to use the collective? Oh, God. This is not a particularly smooth landing. This doesn't feel too bad. Drop the throttle. Hold the brakes. Kill the collective. Yeah! There we go. I mean, not the best landing you've ever seen, probably. But I don't think it's also the worst landing I could have done, because the helicopter is still intact. Right. Before I embarrass myself anymore with this thing, we're gonna move on. That was awesome. I'm really glad that I got to have a go with this. I should really do more helicopter stuff in Flyout. They are cool, but I'm terrible with them. So thank you so much for your submission, Swift Hawk. Really, really cool. Moving on. And David's back with this. This is just simply called steampunk. I have no words. This is astounding. I mean, I am a huge sucker for the steampunk aesthetic, and this touches all of the right points to be an incredible looking design. We've got harpoons, we've got machine guns up on top, massive rotary blades which are gonna somehow give us lift, big old steam pipes at the top, massive Stirling engine almost rotary power things. I don't really know exactly how this is meant to work. There's a million controls. We're just gonna have to try our best. Okay, here we are with the steampunk on the runway. I've had to turn down my physics update steps because this thing was really, really struggling. But if we just pop up our collective here, give her a little bit of throttle and hit M, we're going to start the steam engines, and immediately this thing kicks into action, and we can start lifting up momentarily. Give her a bit more throttle, maybe. Oh, come on. Up you go. Up you go. Up you go. Maybe a little bit more collective. There we go. Right. We are moving. We can hold shift to go forward, I believe, and then control to go backwards, and the pitch is a little bit wild, but it's not doing too badly at the moment. Right, we're holding control. Are we going to go backwards? Maybe eventually. Shift to go forwards, perhaps? Okay. I think, yeah, that seems to be working. It's a little bit tricky to control, and it's a bit weird that it's incredibly quiet, but we can put in our landing gear here. That is... Oh my God. What on earth is this? This is incredible. I believe we can aim with the arrow keys and page up and down with this. We can do headlights and a globe sun, which is just big old lamps on the front of it, I believe. I don't know where the globe sun is. I don't even know what a globe sun would be. These, like, train wheels spinning at the back, that's insanely cool. We have a door on the bottom that opens like an aperture on a camera, I believe. We just hold O, and it should open. Or is it 0? It's 0. There we go. My goodness me. What? What? How do you even begin begin to do that in flyout. What is happening? What? Have I missed something, man? Goodness me. There's an internal door, I believe. Is that? What? Why is that even a control? That's so over the top. You didn't need to do that. I don't even know. This is... we can fire our harpoon. What on earth? Okay. David, this is incredible. I have never seen anything like this in flyout, and I'm about to say that and have to eat my words, because this is based on the findings of somebody else who's featured on the channel quite a lot, and their design is coming up next. However, first things first, we're just going to have to bring this thing in for a landing. We're not going to bother going back to the runway, because we can land just about anywhere with the nature of this thing. I'm surprised by how easy this thing is actually to fly once you get going. I am at a loss for words. You guys have outdone yourselves again and again in these videos. And there we go. It's a little bit of a rough touchdown, but it's a touchdown nonetheless. And I don't know if we can turn the engine off again. There's no control listed, so we'll leave that as it is. Right, we're going to move on to the design that inspired this one, but this is an absolute beauty. Thank you so much for the submission. So, last but not least, the design that inspired that steampunk creation, it is the Taurus Firebug Cyclogyro. Designed by 07 Lee, and as you can see, it's using very much the same design, but obviously much more modern. This is meant to be some kind of modern firefighting vehicle, and I would not be surprised if this thing is slightly easier to fly, as it doesn't have the insane steampunk styling. So let's see what we can do. Okay, and we find ourselves here on the runway. Apparently, this is as simple as turning up the throttle to 100% and hitting O, which... Yep, that really was as simple as turning the throttle up to 100% and hitting O. According to the controls, it will fly like a normal helicopter unless you use the translate keys, which, yeah, that seems to be doing so. So we have... Wow. We have a lot of control, actually, with this thing. We can kind of yeet it around. This is, in the description, meant to act as a urban firefighting vehicle that allows you to fight fires in very tight areas without having to worry about the speed of the thing, but also still being able to obviously fly, which makes sense. We also have a warning on here to never press O twice, which means we absolutely need to do that before we're done here. If we just pop our collective down a little bit, I might have broken things here. This doesn't quite feel right. I don't know. Is basically the conclusion. Wait, what? I've opened a door. How have I opened a door? What? What is going on? Oh! Oh, that can't be good. Is that good? Can it fly like this? Oh my god. I didn't even know that these were controls that you could do. The doors on the side open. I'm clueless. I'm genuinely clueless as to what is going on right now. Let's put these back. We seem to be getting better lift before. Does 7 turns on the blues and twos. Amazing. 8 is a... I don't really know how that's meant to help fight fires. That is a set of 4 saw blades on a stick. Okay, so it turns out that I'm not going completely insane. Basically, the benefit of these wings, according to this post, is that we can fly at any angle and hover. So if we were to do something like this, we could theoretically hover if we slowed down. And the same goes for like this, but obviously there is a little bit of upward thrust going on. We could cancel that out with external inputs, but we don't necessarily have to. Let's make sure we put those back. I keep forgetting that that's not a control. The question is, can we do it upside down? No. No, we can't. Maybe that was a little bit of a steep ask. Okay. Right. We're going to finish off by seeing what happens if we press O again, I believe. So we're up into the air. We put our landing gear in. We get moving. Hold forwards. Give it a little bit of engine. And yep, we're all good. And then the pilot decides to hit the big red button that in the manual it says never touch. And this happens. Ooh, down with the force of 1,000 suns. Okay. And as good of a landing as we normally do on this channel. Right, well, if you enjoyed this one, please leave a like, comment, and or subscribe. And don't forget to submit your own flyout creations in my Discord, which will be linked in the description below. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. And as always, a huge thank you to my YouTube super supporters, Paloma, Marlin Gwecken, Cruiser25, Cody Fox, Peter Holmes, Peter Seifert, ChemJam135, Stug3, and Terra. And a huge thank you to all the regular supporters too!